Hey guys, welcome back. So today I just want to encourage everyone, and what we're going to talk about in this video is how I want you to be open. I want you to be open. Open up your spirit and be open to whatever God is going to do. I know that recently you've had some things that have been hard to accept, and that's okay. I know you're working on that. You may be coming out of a depression or despondency or despair, and you may have felt kind of disenfranchised, but the Lord is still on the throne and he still has plans and he's still going to work in and among his people and he's still there for us. I have a strong sense that somehow, in some way, that this whole thing is somehow not over yet. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I just know that the Lord is more in control than he ever has been. And so I want you to be encouraged with that. And I want you to be open. Be open to what the Lord is going to do. He's working. He is doing a lot of things behind the scenes. But let's just go over some points. So keep your heart open to God's plan. Remember we talked about previously how we don't want our will to be done. We want the Lord's will to be done. And so this is happening as we speak. All right, so you want to keep your heart open. Your heart open to what the Lord is doing, how he wants to comfort you and maybe share some things with you and how he wants to heal your heart. All of that is still going on as we're going through this heavenly drama. The Lord's is an ongoing divine drama. Sometimes it can feel like you're on a roller coaster. And the more it feels like you're on a roller coaster, you are setting your sights and your heart on things that are not sure, and you may be even getting emotionally attached to those things. So watch out for that. And we don't want to allow negative turns to defeat us. So a lot of times negative things, you know how in God's economy, something that seems negative can really be something good later on when you look back at it. So let's remember that. And I want you to stay open to his plan, especially right now when the darkness seems to prevail. What I always tell people and what I've done for years is I prepare for the worst and I hope for the best. And so anything that happens, either of those that happen or anything in between, I'm okay with. So I prepare for the worst and I hope for the best. And I always have confident expectation in the Lord because he's always doing things. Sometimes it's small things. Sometimes it's behind the scenes. Sometimes it's right in your face. Sometimes everybody sees it. Sometimes only a few people see it. But he's always working. So be encouraged with that. And remember too that right now we are living in an age of total deception. Total deception. So whatever's happening in your life, in your family, with your job, in politics, in the government, in the global scheme of things, I want to encourage you that there is a lot of deception going on and things are not always as they seem. Okay? Don't judge God. Refrain from judging God. If something happens that you don't like, don't be angry with him and turn away from him because he didn't do what you wanted. I'm not saying you can't be angry with God, but I'm just saying don't judge him for things that he does because he knows what he's doing. And even though we don't understand what he's doing, doesn't mean that he doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he will take care of his people. Another thing I mentioned in a couple other videos is that the Lord can be a rascal. He can be a rascal. So keep that in mind. The Lord is always victorious. Always. He is marching in victory with all the saints behind him. The train of his robe. Okay? He is always victorious. Whether our senses perceive it, whether our spirit perceives it, whether we're feeling victorious or not, he's always victorious and we are in him. We're in him. Meditate on that. The Lord is always in total control, always in control. He loves, y'all know this, to shake things up. Shake things up. To do what? Why does he shake things up? A lot of reasons, but one of the reasons is to reveal our hearts to ourselves. Sometimes we don't know our own hearts, and he shakes things up and does things that you don't expect or you may not like so that you can examine your heart and see what's in there. And so if you feel at this time in history that you're ready to walk away from the faith, maybe your faith is not built on the rock. Okay, you got to think about that. And all the places in you that feel so unstable, take all those places and plant them on the rock. Next time something happens you don't like, you'll be that much more stable. Okay, another reason he shakes things up is to further reduce the flock to only sheep. Every time he shakes, more goats leave. See, so he's thinning out the flock, and he's cutting the fat, and he's streamlining. And remember that his purposes will be fulfilled. His purposes, not mine, not yours, not any person's, but his. So we always want what he's doing. And if we're confused about it, wait and see what happens and then get on board with it if you're not sure. But just always be open, okay? It really complicates things when you shut down and you check out, okay? If you have to do that for a few days, that's okay. If you need to recover from something, but don't do it permanently. Just always stay open and be open, because he will speak to you even in the darkest times when you have nothing left to give. When you're down to nothing, God's up to something, all right? And then finally, the things that transpire, in our lives and in the heavenly drama that we're in right now, don't presuppose that you know what's going to happen, okay? Because again, the Lord is a rascal, and he loves to surprise us. He loves to wait till the 11th hour, 59 minutes and 59 seconds, and sometimes he waits until after the deadline, way after the deadline, and then he will do something. Because when he does that, he gets all the glory, because nobody could do that and nobody would expect it, right? So just be open. Things might be very different than we would expect. Things can be different than what we expect, all right? So you want to have confident expectation in the Lord. And wherever your faith is wavering, examine it. Go into your heart and say, why are you wavering, faith? What is the bottom line root that you are built on? What is all of this supposing? What's underneath it? Get to that bottom place and you'll go, oh, I'm basing it on the thought, the subconscious thought that I would have an easy life, or that I thought this about God, and all these different things can come out of your heart. So just use this as a time to examine your heart and to do business with God. And also just always remember to be open. Be open, stay open, remain open to the Lord and to the Holy Spirit, because he knows what he's doing, and we got to stay close to him because things are progressing, okay? I hope this is helpful, and I'll see you guys soon.